Hello viewers and welcome back to yet another piece of crap boat anchor bingo pinball repair video. Today I'm going to be working on Dixieland, which is the sister game to Nashville, which I've repaired. So this is the last electromechanical 6-card game that Bally made, to my knowledge. The next 6-card game they made was called Continental, and it was basically a solid state version of this game, but it was for export only, so you don't really see it in the States, mainly just overseas. And then they made one more game called Mississippi Showboat, which was the next game after this, which would have been, but that game was canceled. It was never produced. So yeah, but you can see there's photos of it online, so you can see for yourself if you're interested. So here's what we got. Now this game I got from this one gentleman who had a few other games along with Nashville, and they were, let's see, they're silver sales, 2 stock markets, Nashville and Dixieland. And this just happens to be one of the nicest condition games that I have. I mean, look at it. The cabinet on this one is beautiful. There's a few smudges here and there, mainly on the cabinet, like right there, but it looks pretty good. And the front is magnificent. Like, look at the coin door. Like, this was, like, how you're looking at it right now is how it was presented to me. I didn't do any work to this, I promise. But look at it. The button is still original. Again, there's a few dirt smudges on here and there, but there's no rust, no paint wear. It's just so clean. Like, this is usually all squeaky and so smooth. Look at the legs. Even the legs are in good condition. Again, dirt smudges. It's not perfect, but literally all the ones that I've repaired so far have had severely rusted legs. And even the leg levers. Look at the bolts. So shiny and clean. Like, that one has a little bit of rust on the bottom, but these two back here are very clean, and they thread nicely. So that shocked me, honestly. Here's this side. This side's a little bit more dirty. There's some cabinet wear there. That happened when I was putting a different cabinet in. The wood is nice. Look at the foot rail. See, these little nubs right here usually rust really bad, but these ones aren't that bad. They're kind of rusty a little bit, but they're nothing compared to all the other ones I've seen. And the buttons were pretty good on Nashville too, but these ones are so good that even the red ink is left in some of them, mainly these two. Now that one don't press too well, have to look into that. That one don't press at all, really. The play field is mint. Look at it. Look, it's got new rubber rings, so I don't have to do the play field on this game. So that saves me both time and money. And the gentleman did clean the play field, I can tell, because I just told you that he cleaned it. Might need a little bit of cleanup. You can see there's like moisture, mold or something growing on it. Might clean it up just a little bit, but not gonna like go crazy with it like I usually do. And the instruction cards are also pretty much mint. This one's a little bit discolored. Oh, look. It's not even original to this game. Interesting. So I might replace just that one, maybe. Olive cover, still pretty dirty, might clean that. And the back glass is pretty much mint too. I can't find any flaking on it. It's got a little bit of dirt on the front, but it's pretty clean. The wood trim looks really good too. Nothing majorly wrong with it. It might have a little bit of edge wear too, but that's normal. Back door, it's got the most dirt, but it's the back door, so who cares really? Locks are gone from these ones. Nashville was like that too. So yeah, pretty clean game. So that means it'll be fully working, right? Nope. There's gonna have a bajillion things wrong with it, I'm sure. The only thing that's not really clean is the steel rails, but there is something interesting that I noticed about them. So I was trying to look like areas like here, like you might be thinking, what's up with that? And I was curious too, but if you look at it a little bit, it's still got the original plastic coating over it. It was never taken off this one. Like there's a chip there that's missing. This section is missing obviously. But like this is the actual steel rail, this is the plastic. Like, hear it squeak? And see how you don't get that with the steel? Steel, plastic. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Here's this side. But of course, since it's gone, the rails are all screwed up. But that's all right. Not sure what I'm gonna do about that though, if I'm gonna end up trying to peel it off. May just leave and try to clean this up as best I can. Like this I'll hit with the sanding block. Might take just this top off. Not sure what to think about that as we work along it. But the thing that makes this the most distinguishable from Nashville is it has this additional feature called the double feature. So I think how it works is this will randomize when you activate it, and it'll land on 1 to 2 of these lights here. And if you hit the magic number, whichever one is lit, you have to light this anyway to light this. Your scores will double what this would be. So you get double, which is crazy amount of points depending on your win. Like if you made like a 5 in a row on this card, then hit double or nothing and then got double, then this is lit and this is lit, you're gonna be making big money. But other than this feature, it's pretty much a reskin to Nashville, which is fine because Nashville was really fun. So I have no doubt that this game will be super fun too. All right, so that's it for the overview pretty much. Looks like we'll, depending on the issues that this has, we'll pretty much fly right through this. Might just have to do just a small little cosmetic things to it. But we'll pop open the back door and we'll look inside there and see how it looks. All right, here we are at the back door. There's not much room back here. We'll try to open this. There we go. Prop that open. The prop was halfway disconnected, so I put it back because like this was taken out from this screw and it was just hanging over here, but it's all good. Here's what we got. Pretty much looks exactly like Nashville or even High Flyer, except in this game there's a third random motor. In Nashville there's only these two, but in Dixieland it has this third one, because that's what randomizes the double cards feature. And then one of these does the magic number, then one of these does the regular randomization, like the corners, rollovers, super line. That's what one of these is responsible for. Might be able to tell. They all got the labels on this time. Yeah, this one does magic number. This one does magic random. I don't know what that does. And double. It says times two, which is double. I'm guessing this one is the regular game random motor. Okay, and a high flyer looks the same as these ones too, except there's only one of these because it has less features. All right, so on the back door, this is what looks to be the selection unit. That's what it was in Nashville. Yep, it says it right there in the tag. It might not focus, but that's what it says. Here's the good old timer unit. Might be up all the way. Sure is. Here's the number 6 replay counter. Here's the reflex unit. Rivets kind of don't look great, but I don't know, it's hard to tell. I'm kind of adjusting to this new setup, so I don't have the lamp with me right now, but looks like the brightness is adjusted good on the camera, so that's good. So hopefully y'all can see everything good enough. There's a big old trip relay bank, just like it was in Nashville. That motor's probably screwed up. We'll have to check it in a bit. Oh, well, it might spin. I don't know. I'll have to see. Maybe we'll get lucky. There's the index switch there. We'll read it from the top. It's easier. Let's see. This one is the cards 4, 5, and 6 double. Here's cards 1, 2, and 3 double. Spin, stop. Spin, start. Super line, corners rollover. Before 5th lockout. That's what was screwed up horribly on Nashville, so hopefully this one's not like that. It's tripped, so that should be a good sign that it's working. Number 1 double, it's also tripped. Interesting. Number 2 double, the tilt. Number 3 double, number 4 double, number 5 double, 6 double, number 1 missed, 2 missed, 3 missed, 4 missed, 5 missed, 6 missed, and then the cam switch. So that's pretty much it. Only has that many relays because there's 6 cards. So I think, let's see. I think usually the trip relays give a certain clue of how the last game was played before it was retired, I guess, or put out of commission. And so far, it looks like they lit the super lines and they got, let's see. This is a super line, it's tripped. And they got a double in the first card. Nothing else is tripped. Interesting. Here's the number 2 replay counter. Here's the number 3, 4, and 5 replay counters. They all look to be in good shape. Here's the search unit. Maybe we'll see what this has a name. It's a search index. Yep, it says it right there. I don't know if it'll focus because of these damn wires. Search unit. So it looks like I was correct all along. Nice. These don't really look great. So those will need to be cleaned up a bit. But they look good. They don't look to be hacked up or anything. And here's the number 1 replay counter, which is It's not stepped up. Interesting. That's weird. I wonder if the trip motor stopped working or something, that because this is reset, but these are still tripped. So maybe there's something with that motor, something wrong with it. We'll have to see. And then here's all these search relays, which are orientated in this strange pattern on these games, but it doesn't really matter. There's a broke wire there. Oh, I remember. So on Nashville, there was also these wires here that are just loose like this, and on the coin door, and I didn't know what those were for, but after looking a bit, those are just for the door switches. See, there's the holes for them right there. And the purpose of the door switches is to allow one of the meters to activate. That's all it does. So it's not even important in the slightest. Okay, and then here's a bunch of relays down here. This one is the search wiper. Number 1 double, number 2 double. Another search index, right? Oh no, this is search index, that one, search wiper. Okay. Some resistors here. What does this one say? 11th coin. That must activate the feature on the back glass. Reflex. Regular win. 4, 5, and 6 diagonal. 1, 2, 3 diagonal. And super line. Okay. And here there's a module with a relay and a capacitor, just like Nashville. Let's see. Double delay, looks like. Double play. Double number 2. Double number 1. Interesting. All right, so inside the head, here's the beautiful control unit, the CPU of the game. This one's a lot smaller because there's not a whole lot going on. There's a search wiper. Looks like it's orientated on there correctly. Oh, look at this. What's going on here? And these spool fingers not in the right spot. There we go. This one looks okay. It's a good thing I found that. Probably would have screwed up a whole bunch of things. Maybe it has, and that's why he was put on commission, just that one little thing. I don't know, there's probably a whole bunch of other crap wrong with it. But it all looks good. There's nothing too out of the ordinary. Oh, spoke too soon. What's this for? There in that bottom switch, looks like that doesn't look like factory solder to me. Look at this top one. Yeah, someone's been screwing around with this. That's fine, we'll figure it out. It's not like that's anything new. I was trying to see, remember that on Nashville there was a wire that was disconnected. That was for the 25-cent thing, which I found out that's actually an adjustment that you can do. According to this sheet here, you can leave that disconnected, and it only you have to put multiple coins in at the same simultaneously to activate all the features. Or if you have it on regular 25-cent, it'll give you your additional 4 credits. So it looks like that's still how it is, I believe. Well, I guess we'll find out when we try it out. I don't see anything else other than probably just the switches just being dirty. Yep, they're all screwed up. Some of them might work, not sure. Okay, Here's the transformer, which I found out weighs like 20 billion pounds. Interesting. Fuse block, those are probably all screwed up. Oh, no, maybe not. Those are tight in there, that's good. Service outlet. Then on the lamp panel, there's a little board back here, which I'm assuming is the spin delay for the double motor, maybe, or magic number, one of the two, or both. Looks like it's got a Jones plug so you can remove it conveniently. That's nice. Here's the replay register. This was screwed up on Nashville. There's a plate there. Looks like it works nicely. It's good. Don't have to deal with that. Here's the traditional 5 relays here, or 4 in this instance. Replay, reset, start, multiplay, and anti-cheat. Okay. Here's some Jones plugs, which were also in Nashville. Ooh, this is how stiff those wires are. I was trying to think on why these exist, because I don't think you can remove these plugs, but looking at the loom, it looks like it goes to everything that mounts to it, like, you know, these relays, the register, all 3 of these motors. I think that's what's going on, because if you follow the loom, it goes up to all this stuff here, and it doesn't appear that the lights are involved in this loom. So that's actually pretty handy if you want to move it somewhere and you don't want to move the whole thing at once. So I'll probably end up using that thing. I don't know, my brain just stopped working, excuse me. Again, the 3 motors, and then up here is an alternator unit. Oh, it's slap locked up, so that'll need to be worked on. And that's pretty much it for the head. Not a whole lot of stuff. Should knock it out fairly quickly. So we'll look inside the cabinet and see what goodies are in there, because there is something that that was included with this game that I want to show you. Alright, lifted the playfield up. The screws were loosened already. And I just want to say, look how clean it is in there. Have you ever seen a game this clean? So here's what I found. A few pinballs, a couple of the lamp covers, piece of metal, not sure what that's for. There's a tag for the wire loom. Let's see what this side says. Cabinet 1171. Okay. Here's a card for the apron. This one also was from Nashville. It is different than the one that's on there already, so might not swap that in there. Another pinball. All the pinballs are in here, luckily. A few screws. One of these is for the door lock. Now this bag here, got some stuff in it too. Here's a reflex gear, it looks like. A few leg bolts, a head bolt, this latch for the coin door. I'm guessing this is the key for it. Let's see. Let's see here. See if I can get this to fit in there. It doesn't want to go in there. Am I putting it in wrong? No. Oh, might not be for it. Might be for the back door locks, which are gone. The pinball. That's pretty much it. So not too much to write about. But the one thing that I did want to show you that was still in here was this. It's got the original manual and the original schematics. This is a huge bonus because I don't think any of my other games have the manuals or schematics. I think Nashville's the only one so far that had the schematics in it. Look at those in a bit. Oh, this is so cool. Dixieland. Oh, what's this? What do we got here? Ah, some troubleshooting notes. Huh. I'll read that fully in a minute. This is funny. Crap to do. See why I call them piece of crap boat anchors? Because we got crap like this. So let's see. I'm assuming this is for Dixieland. Timer will step up. Ball lifter. Cam switch out. I don't know, maybe there's something issue with the timer unit. We'll have to see. Before 5th. On 21 trip bank is tripped or switch is closed. Short between cabinet and playfield. Uh-oh. That's not good. This ball need to be shot for timer to step up. Yes, no, yeah, that would be yes, because when this turns around, the switch on here, I'm assuming it's this one, steps up the timer unit. Okay, yeah, yes, look for short plus C schematics. I'm assuming that's what that says. Okay, what else we got? More notes. Interesting. Looks like they went on a bingo pinball thread. Find out see what other folks were saying what you should do with it. If yours is a broke piece of crap. Again, we'll look at this in depth later. Okay. This is the coolest part, because this is what I'm telling you about the manuals. They're the most helpful thing in the world. It's hard to set this up because this thing's down. Shows you everything about the game. Back door assembly, front cabinet assembly, a control unit assembly. It tells you the switches and functions. Like like this one, 2 double or nothing box light. Interesting. Control unit again. Alternator unit, that's what's in the head that I just messed with, that's broke. Control unit winner positions. Chart for cards 1 and 2. Oh. Control units, search discs. See, this is what's really helpful because it tells you where the wires are supposed to go on the front and the back. Or I guess this is technically the back. 3 and 4. Looks like they've written something there. We probably won't even need to use this, honestly, to troubleshoot things like that because we'll be cleaning through everything. which is what you should do. You should clean through everything, then figure out what doesn't work. Trip bank. All the functions. Let's see. I won't read through all of this, just to save some time. It's all online too if you want to read it. That's much better than this. And that's what's left. Another thing that's circled. This looks like something with the search wiper lock coil. Need to look into that when we check it out. Here's the replay counters. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it. There's the selection unit, timer unit, shutter motor, and all the switches in the front cabinet. That's cool. Here's a parts guide. Replacement scorecards. Wonder if anybody ever used them out of their manuals. But yeah, there you go. First game to have the original manual in it. I'll sort this out later. So here's the ball lifter. Looks like the cover's gone, but the screws are there because they've been tampering with it, checking that switch. And it actually is a hack. Here, this green wire that someone's added goes up to this coin meter. Assuming that's the original wire there. That doesn't need to be there. I'll just leave it like that and it'll probably work. So, good for me, more spare wire. So set that aside. And here's the lifter assembly. And man, it's so clean. There's no rust anywhere. This game was kept in a good location, I bet. I think Nashville was ugly because I think all this crap was so rusted and it wasn't great, people, if you haven't seen it. Double or nothing switches, C button switch, Jones plug for the coin door. Just the tilt bob. And over here is the comeback key. Okay, that's it for the cabinet. Everything is just right here. And then on the bottom of the playfield, here's what we got. Here's the shutter motor. Not a lot of switches on it. Probably all tarnished and crap. That's okay. Lifter start relay. Switches look okay. Here's a switch stack for when the shutter closes and opens, resets some things. And then this board is actually really clean too, because usually all the other ones are like dark and have stains on them and crap like that. The two rollovers, they look good. Switches need to be cleaned, of course, and the runway switch. And that's pretty much it. So I guess that's it for details about the game. Nothing looks seriously hacked up or is a fire hazard, at least to my knowledge. So I'll clean this up a bit. We'll leave the playfield back down, we'll plug it in, and we'll see if it does anything. All right, rest of the playfield back down. You see a little bit better. It's a plastic playfield too, by the way. You may have seen it from under when we had it tilted up, the green plastic. And yeah, might just have to do a quick little cleanup on it because there are some dirt smudges. It's probably been sitting for a while, or it was played a lot. I'm not sure. But thinking about those notes while orientating this back, I think we're pretty much in the same spot as they mentioned with the timer not stepping up, because I noticed, and this was how it was when I picked the machine up, the shutter is still open. And there were no pinballs in the runway. But they are all in the trough now, so maybe we'll get lucky. Again, even if it still is not working, we'll just go through and fix it, like we always do. There's another thing here on the coin door that I wanted to show. And the coin switch is disconnected. Maybe that's what some of those screws were for, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. This cover here is all bent up too. Pretty sure there's some screws in the bottom to remove that, so I might just do that. Put the screws back in the switch. But let's plug it in. Look at this nice big thick power cord it has on it. Oh, it's zip tied. I have to cut it real quick. Let me just see. Might be able to use these. Hopefully. See if I can one hand this. Probably not. No, I need my other. Use the proper tools, people. Don't be like me. This is what I need to use. These cutters. Okay, don't cut the cord. There we go. All right. One thing I noticed about this power cord is, assume this is a ground strip, but it's not hooked up to the game, or there's already a ground, right? There's already a ground coming in. I don't know what this is for. I hope it's not hooked to one of these prongs, because if I touch that, I'll get bit pretty badly, I think. I don't know. Might just leave it for now. Guess we'll find out. All right, let's plug it in live. Hopefully the game is turned off. All right, plugged in. No fire. Transformer would have blown up by now, I bet. Okay. So let's turn it on and see what she do. All right, here we go. Okay. Kick the ball out. Some lamps lit. In the playfield, the ones in the head are dead. Something buzzing over here. Not sure if that's pulled in. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that. I don't know. The game is up. Okay, let's see if it'll start. Well, if I can hit this coin switch. Oh, okay. Well, it pulled in the anti-cheat. Reset the timer. Actually, let me just pull it in, or hit the reset plunger. Oh, okay. Those are motors. Didn't reset all the way though. Oh, I see. It seized up. Did you see that? See, it didn't go all the way back. Well, the motors sound good, so that's great. The general illumination is dead in the head. That's alright. Feature lights look good though. And hitting the coin switch does nothing. We wouldn't even have our credits. Yeah, this game looks like it's gonna be just as bad as Nashville. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it'll be at least a little bit better. Yeah, this thing ain't doing nothing. Try shooting the ball. Uh-oh, lights went dim. Yeah, we got issues, people. It does not start. Well, maybe it's hit the start relay. Okay, yeah, that just... Yeah, that doesn't even do anything. Or right back where we were. Okay, well, I guess we'll just start going through some stuff and cleaning it, since I don't think we can play a game right now. So it looks like it's pretty much as it was last time the gentleman worked on it. And which, by the way, the gentleman that sold me this game, or the games that I got from him and this game, I don't think he attempted to work on it. And I know his name, and it's not the name that's on the papers. So it looks like he didn't work on this. Guess he just did the cosmetics a little bit. I don't know, maybe it was worse and he cleaned it up a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to say. Nashville certainly wasn't clean. But I guess some of these stepper units are screwed. Yeah, they're... Look. Yeah, this game needs work, people. Let's see here. No. Oh, okay, that one steps up. This one didn't step up. That one screwed up. This one screwed up. Let's see, this one, trying to get bit by these coils. Screwed up. This one screwed up. And that's obviously screwed up, and pretty sure those don't work either. Yeah. All right. Oh, let's check this. Yeah, that's screwed up too. Yay! Oh, this crap screwed up. Lovely. Okay, so guess it's time to clean some stuff. So we'll start with these stepper units here. Maybe I can rig up my light so you can see it a little bit better. And we'll just go through piece by piece, get it back working. I was thinking if I should do a little thing. What do you think? We'll do a little thing where we can at least get it to start a game, but I'm not sure, because I'm pretty sure we'd have to clean pretty much everything for it to start properly. I don't know. I don't know, I guess we'll just have to go through everything and see what it does after. Alright, so we'll get started on that, I guess. Okay, so the first stepper unit we're going to look at is the selection feature unit. Rivets don't look too bad. The only ones that carbon buildup is there. But this unit does not do anything. It's completely seized. A little bit, moving a little bit gets it going. But gotta take this gear off, clean the spider and the fingers, you know, the usual deal. Looks like it sits there. There's one little switch on the back that needs to be cleaned, and we'll need to oil all this stuff probably. Let's see, we'll step up now, kinda. But take it apart and clean it, and then I'll show you how it works afterwards. All right, got it much better. All the way at the top. Bam, look at that. That's how it ought to be. All right, so now we'll do the timer unit because it's also messed up. Steps up fine, I guess, just doesn't reset good. So we'll tear it apart next. All right, so here's what we got. A little worse than the previous one. There's a bunch of switch stacks on this one. So I'm just gonna do the usual thing. I'm gonna tear it apart, clean the gear, because that's what was wrong with this one. It was all gummed up and shit. You know, the usual. And that should get us going. So I'll knock this out. It shouldn't take too long. I have to take the switch stack off, which is gonna be annoying because they'll wanna fall apart. So, yay. But I'll be back and I'll show you what it looks like after it's all cleaned up. Alrighty, got the timer unit cleaned up. Looks great. Clean all the switches on the back. They didn't give me shit this time, which is good. I'll show you it. Perfect. Now I would move right along, clean the other ones, but there's actually something that I realized that I didn't even notice. So when you turn on the game, when the shutter is open, it's supposed to close. And ours is not doing that. And I'm pretty sure when I had the game up and running, I could hear this like loud hum. It was like, and I'm pretty sure it was the shutter motor trying to engage. So I think that's why we can't start a game, because the shutter motor can't move. So what I think we're gonna do is I'm gonna lift the playfield up and we'll look at the shutter motor and see if it's actually freed up or if it's all seized up too. Okay, here we are at the shutter motor. Now let's see. Oh, it moves fine. Must be the actual motor that's, well, that moves fine too. What's the deal then? Oh, maybe the switches are just too dirty. I know when you move this switch stack, it should open, or the motor should run. But I don't know. Oh, wait. What's that down there? See that middle switch? That might be it. Let's see. Okay, that might have fixed it. I'm not sure. So we'll lay it down and then we'll turn on and see if it'll move. Okay, rest of the playfield down. Put a ball in the charger so that it doesn't try to kick one out. All right, now let's listen to see if it'll close. Okay, it did not. That's weird. Pretty sure it should close. Nothing else is working, of course. Those are all running for some reason. I don't know. Guess we still got problems. Okay, so I guess we'll just keep going along. Okay, just for giggles, I tilted back up and I lifted up that switch stack that I was talking about, and the shutter closed. And those motors stopped spinning. So maybe it will start now. Let's see. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so the first card is lit. One general illumination bulb is working. Interesting. Let's see. Did not give us our 4 credits. Okay. Must be set on single coin play. Okay. Let's shoot the ball, see if it'll close. It sure did. Those lights went dim again. Could indicate a short. Just pretend that didn't happen. Pushing the anti-cheat. Okay. So I guess it's kind of working. Don't know though. Okay, those lights aren't lit anymore. Might have to watch that. Okay, now they're bright again. Okay. Oh. The game motor shut off. Okay. Last ball. I heard the trip lockout. Number 3. No wins. Relays is loud. Anti-cheat is loud. Yep, the 4/5 lockout is tripped, along with the corners rollover. Okay. Okay, well, let me try, see if the search wipers work. If they don't, then it's no big deal. If I can get this on there. There we go. Oh yeah, this button's screwed up. Lift it up a bit. Let's see here. Okay. Try it again. Okay. Oh, this button's too screwed up. Okay, well, I think we have that problem fixed. I don't know. It's kind of fun doing it like this because you get to see it come back little by little. Okay, but we'll keep working through it because still have these 2 steppers to do, and then this trip motor is still screwed up. I had to push in the coils when I tried out the shutter thing. But okay, look, so I guess that's kind of taken care of, but we'll have to come back to it anyway because clean the rest of the switches and whatnot. So we'll keep going. Okay, well, I started getting carried away with playing it a little bit, and this is starting to work a little bit better now. It was this game. It was once I unlocked this, it did its little randomization thing, and it landed on the first and third card. These lights aren't working right now, but it had landed on 7, and when I landed in it, it tripped the relays for the first and third cards. So that is working. And I have a win down here in the 6th card. And so we're about to check the, we can see if the search wipers work. I don't know if they'll detect the win because they're so icky and horrible. But we'll try it. So we gotta hit this coil first. Ah, okay. Tried to find it. Probably wouldn't pay us out, honestly, even if it did work. But okay, well, it's getting there. Just needs to wake up a little bit. Remember that it's a Dixieland 6-card bingo. Okay, so enough fooling around. Let's get back to cleaning stuff. Okay, I did these stepper units here. Well, this one's not really a stepper unit, but you know what I mean. This is the card 6 search wiper. See, it actually steps up good now and resets. There's a couple of switches down here. One back there for the lights. So that's all taken care of. The board is clean, and the little finger is clean. Here's the reflex. This I might need to come back to because it's still kind of stiff. So I have to come back to that. That's no big deal. So I think the next thing I have to tackle is this freaking trip relay bank. And this motor is still seized. I can't get it to turn. So I'll need to look at that. Hopefully this motor is not screwed up, but the shaft is also still gets stuck. It's moving fine right now. It was worse before. Kind of oiled it a little bit. But sometimes it still gets stuck up in there, so I'm hoping it's not a thing with the gears. And on top of that, I need to clean all the switches. I don't think the switches will be a big deal, but this I'm mostly worried about. Okay, so I'll take this apart. First, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and free it like without taking all this apart. And the way you do that is a couple wing nuts on top and the bottom that you take loose. And then you can move this whole, all the switches you can swing out to the side. So I'm gonna try that first. And then maybe we'll get lucky. Whew, all right. I finally got it working. So I was turning this for a long time, wouldn't pop loose. And unfortunately, as I was doing that, I was actually cracking this plastic. So if you're gonna turn it without taking this off, you gotta be aware of that. And I decided to take this motor off. And at first I took this off, and I thought it was because the shaft was stuck. It was something that wouldn't bind with the gears, but it wasn't that. So then I took the actual gearbox off, and how you do that is there's 4 Phillips screws. You can only see 2 of them. There's 2 on this side. And this will actually just pop off. It's not actually connected to the shaft, thank God. And it still wouldn't come loose. So I had to get physical with it. I used these big old hunkin' pliers. I grabbed the shaft and I just kept turning it with all my might. And eventually it popped loose finally. So it's now good to go. Alright, so while I have this off, I can, well, I guess it doesn't really matter if it's on or off, but I could mount this back over here. And then I get to clean all these switches. So that should be tons of fun, I bet. Alright, so we'll plow right through them. Hopefully there's not a lot of them that are bad. They don't really look too bad just by looking at them. A lot of them are still Still have the bronze coating on it. I think that's bronze, I'm not sure. Probably, or no, it's not bronze, it's brass. The brass coating. So hopefully they're not too bad. But I'll knock them out and hopefully we don't have any trouble there. Okay, I cleaned all the switches on the trip relay bank. A lot of them were actually pretty good, so I left a lot of them. The only ones I really had to clean were the ones that have the power running through to the coil momentarily, and a couple other ones here and there. But other than that, they're all pretty good and solid. So I think I'm gonna clean all these relays next. Luckily, a lot of these don't have a lot of switches on them. Well, that one has a lot, but you know, most of them only have like 2 or 3 or 4. So I'll just go through all these with the file, clean them all. I might have to take some of them off the board, like this one here. There's like 8 stacks in the back there, or 4 of them. But that shouldn't take too long either. So I'll fly right through this. I'll come back if there's anything goofy or something we should look at. Doesn't look like it, but I don't know. But I'll come back. Okay, I cleaned through all the relays. Just nothing wrong with them. Just a little bit dirty. Again, some of them I was able to leave because they weren't tarnished or anything like that. And some of these I was able to get away without taking them off this board. I was able to stick the file way down in there, clean it real good. Like mainly these ones. See back there. Alright, so those are out of the way. So now we can start working on all these replay counters here, which are all pretty much screwed up. This one's screwed up. It don't step up. Some of this doesn't even engage most of the time, because all this assembly's dirty. I think this one's the only one that works. Yeah. But it's pretty dirty, so these all need to be cleaned up. This one screwed up, and then this one is also screwed up. So we just need to take all the cams out, clean the shafts. They'll probably have like WD-40 or some shit on there. That's not supposed to be on there, but those will be super simple. So I'll just go through all these, knock them out, and we can move on to the search unit up here. This replay counter, which is all screwed up, and all these search relays here. But I'll come back if there's something serious we need to look at. Otherwise, I'll just knock them all out one by one. All right, so we've done all these other replay counters. So now we're gonna do this last one here. I'll show you how I usually do it. I'm gonna take these screws out. There's 3 of them. Okay, number 2. Number 3. All right. And there we go. So first thing we need to do is we need to take this switch stack off at the bottom. There's a couple screws, like such. Try and get them started. And these have this plate on top that will fall off when we take this off, so I need to remember that. Okay, got the little plate off. I could just sit there, then we can take this switch stack off, slide the screws out, like such. Now we can just move these out of the way. All right, now we need to take the little wiper off. Take this screw out. All right, screw is out, set that aside. Now we can pull this off. All right, cut it off. There you have it. See the fingers all messed up. All right, now we can pop this gear off, but we need to take the spring out. So we gotta remember how many times it's wound up. So that was 1, this is 2, usually like 2.5. That's for these search wipers. I usually take the spring off because it usually just falls off anyway. Now we can kind of pop this off. I usually have to bend this switch up and out of the way. Bam, it pops off. And we can see it good. See, this is the problem. All this crap that gets sprayed up on it causes it to gum up. Now just a little bit of this 3-in-1 oil to clean it. Pour some on there. And usually just wipe it off with the paper towel. Clean it up real good. You don't gotta be 100% just as long as you clean all the crap off the shaft where it slides in the metal. If yours is really bad, you can also put oil down the shaft there and wipe around in there. I think we might be okay with this one, so I'm not gonna do that. All right, looks a little bit better. But before we put that back in there, I'm going to clean that switch there. Grab the file and clean the bottom one because that's the one that illuminates the regular scores light. Okay. How's that side look? Oh, that side's pretty bad. Clean that side. All right. Good enough. Top one still has the brass coating, so I'm going to leave it. Now we can pop this shit back in there. Oh, I guess before we do that, we can clean this too. I use the good old sanding block I always use. Just go back and forth along the top traces. Sand all the carbon buildup away. Clean that little finger too. See, that looks much better. Sometimes really bad ones will leave like a track along the that's indented in the metal. I can kind of see it on this one, at least I can. But that's all right. Put that gear back in there. Remember, there's a little nub on it. It has to go on a certain way. All right, that's back in there. It's not in all the way. Oh, push that in there. All right, leave that's in. Might need to adjust that switch there. Adjusted it too much. All right, adjust that top one. Might be good. And we put the spring back on. And something like that. I turn around 2 times. That was 1.5. Oh, this doesn't pop off. There you go. 1, 2. All right. And check that, see how much it steps up. If it resets, and it does, so we're good. All right, I clean the finger. Yeah, just hit it with the old sanding block. Bam, good as new. Pop that on there. All right, throw the screw back in there. Okay, get it started and use the rest with the appropriate tool. All right, that's back together. Now we do this switch stack here, the bottom one. So we need to clean some of these. Clean this bottom one. I don't keep dropping shit. All right. And this bottom one, it's all tarnished and black. All right, looks good. Top one, also tarnished. Looks fantastic. All right, now this one, top one still has the brass. I'm gonna leave it. The bottom one's tarnished, so we gotta clean it. All right, looks pretty good. All right, now we're gonna put the screws back in there. Gotta put the switch stack on there. All right, oh, this switch needs to be on the bottom. That switch needs to be on the top. There we go, just like that. Now we can put that plate back on there. We can get it started with the screws. Just hold it down like that while it's on the thread and screw it in there. You know, kind of just screw itself into the thread on the plate and do the other one. You can alternate between the two, or you can do one at a time. Doesn't really matter. All right, got this one almost done. All right, that one's done. So is that one. All right, now we should have a working replay counter. Bam. And you can see on the back too your switches. All right, now to put the screws back in. I'm gonna hold it up while you do so. See the top one there. Gently put that back in there. I'll just I'm wire in the way. Okay, stay still. There we go. All right. The bottom one. That one's straight. And there we go. And that shit's back together. And it's good. So that's how I fix a goddamn replay counter. All right, so that finishes up all of these. See this one, you screw it up and now it's fantastic. This one was already working pretty good, but I But I also took it apart and cleaned it just to make sure it was straight, and it is. This one, fantastic. And this one that I just did, also fantastic. All right, so now we're gonna do the search unit, get it looking pretty good. It's just like the control and mixer units, except you just have 2 wipers and that's that. So we gotta take that screw off, and then we gotta take this bar off that's on both of these ones and High Flyer. By both of these, I mean Nashville and Dixieland, because those are the ones I repaired so far. High Flyer's like this too. And usually I take that coil off, but I think since it's mounted already to this frame, I can just take that off. And I don't have to do that last time, because I did that last time, and that's what got me fucked up with these wipers, honestly. Same with this one. Shouldn't be no problem, except you have a shaft that goes through all this that you'll have to be careful of. And that's it. So we'll take it apart, and then we'll show you how those discs look, because they look pretty bad just by looking at them. All right, got that shit back together. Looks pretty good. Got these wipers in the correct spot this time. So hopefully that problem we were having on Nashville shouldn't be a problem. And while I had that apart, I went ahead and did this replay counter and the search relays. So they're all clean. Might not be able to tell, but this one was like the others, it was all locked up. But now it's good, so that shouldn't be an issue. All right, so now we can start inside the head, because since we got everything on the back door, we're technically already halfway through the entire game, because there's not much in this game compared to my previous one, which is quite a relief, because that should make it go by much faster. So I think we're going to start at the very bottom with the Jones plugs, get them all cleaned up. I've unplugged all of them. Check them out. We're unplugged, by the way. And a lot of these are very bad. I don't know how they were even working, to be honest. I think this one might be the worst one. That one's only got a few bad ones. And that one's pretty bad too. But just gonna do the usual. Use the sanding block on them, get them all nice and shiny. At least these sides where they plug into the sockets. The sockets, I think we might be able to get away with. We usually get pretty lucky with that. I've only had one that was bad that I had to take apart and clean the female end. But I don't think we'll have that problem this time, hopefully. Crossing my fingers. And then we can do the control unit. So I'll knock these out real quick. That should take like 10 seconds, hopefully. And then we'll move right along. All right, got all the Jones plugs clean. Here's this one, for example. Not all of them turned out like this, but they're pretty much nice and clean. So those are taken care of. Well, plug it in. Here we go. So now we're gonna do the control unit. So I've already disconnected it off the frame. There's that bar that sits right here in the middle. And as you can see, there's not a lot of switches, which I'm thankful for, because that means we'll get this knocked out in double quick time. And also because there's no drag arms, these control units feel a hell of a lot smaller. And they pretty much are. Like all the other ones with the drag arms, I think they have like 10 or 11 cams, not including the replay cams. And this one only has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's only 7. And these switch stacks are a lot shorter too, probably because there's less features too, or less circuits to open and close, you know. So I'm gonna do the usual and take all these screws out, take this one out, pull the search wiper off, clean the spotting disc, or wait, why is it called the spotting? This should be the search disc. Are these ones called that? No, the label's gone on both of them. But it should be search disc. I don't know, maybe this is recycled from a previous game, I don't know. And this bar has to come off too. Then I gotta clean this switch. I can clean these spool fingers down here. And then while I have that apart, I can clean all the switches here on the cams. And then once all that is done, gotta clean the index locks on that side, but I can do that when this is mounted because those will be right in my teeth. And that's pretty much it. Motor runs good, so I'll leave it as is. And that'll be that. So I'll knock this out. I'll come back if I find anything goofy. There is something that I gotta look for in the manual, which is that one switch that has the wire off here at the bottom. I think, I may have said this already, I'm not sure because it's been a while since the last clip. But I'm pretty sure that's for the replay. You know, the coin, when you put a coin in, whether it's on single coin or multi-coin play. And I think with that wire disconnect, it's on single coin play. I'll check the manual and I'll show you that since I have it. But other than that, I'll come back when this is all done and then we'll check out that switch. All right, got everything on the control unit cleaned, or at least everything that was in my teeth. Clean them spool fingers. This switch is clean. There's the search wiper. Of course, all the switches on the control unit. I can't see some of them. So that's out of the way. So now I can put this back together and then I can work on the index locks back there. I was able to do this one too since it was right in my teeth. And now we just have those left to do. And then that'll be it for the control unit. And also oil this shaft too, because all this stuff was stuck on there. I barely was able to get it off. Just to throw that out there. A lot of this stuff seems to be like seized up. I don't know if it was ever taken apart or not. But I'll put all this back together and then we'll move right along to this lamp panel. All right, I got that back together. Might have to take it apart later, but hopefully not. So I'm gonna show you this one switch because this is it down here. That's the wire disconnected. Here we're at the manual. So it's cam 6 switch A. And if you follow it down here, there's cam number 6 switch A, and it is indeed for multiple coin play. So leaving that unsoldered will not add the extra 4 credits to the replay register, and you'll have to put in a coin in each time you want to unlock something. But I've decided that I'm just going to leave it alone because I feel like it's more convenient to just keep hitting the switch than to hit the switch once, then press the button 4 times and hit the switch again. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to leave it as is. I can always just solder that wire back together in the future if I change my mind. So I think the next thing we'll do is we'll take the glass out, fold that panel back down, and work on all this stuff here, which luckily, just like Nashville, is not a lot. We just have some relays here, replay register, some Jones plugs, 3 randomization motors, and then a little alternator unit. So I'll fold that glass down and we'll take a look at some of the stuff that it has. We got a big problem, folks. I don't have the key for that lock. It's not hanging in here. I didn't see it when I was looking through the cabinet. There are these keys that were given to me, and I thought they were for it, but they don't work on that lock, and they don't work on the comeback key lock either. So I don't know what these keys are for. I tried to force them to work with it, but that didn't work out. So those are virtually useless. So I don't really know what to do now. I could try and drill them out, but the thing is, I don't think this lock is easy to get out, because if you know what that lock looks like, it's like a big shaft with all the tumblers inside, because this inner part pops out, and then there's like a little hook on the end that is supposed to rotate 90 degrees to allow you to pop that out, and then you can lift the glass out. But even if I drilled into it, I don't think I can just, turn that lock and try and pull it out. So I don't think that's going to work, but I did come up with something a little earlier that it might leave me no choice with, and that is to bust the top of the head off, because there's a little slot up there in the very top piece of the head, and there's the lock right there. It's hard to see, but there's the 2 screws, and then there's the bolt that holds it all in place. So I'm thinking if I take these screws out, which it appears that's one of the things that's holding this roof piece on, and then just try and like gently hit against these supports, which probably have a crap ton of wood glue all over them, break them loose, then I might be able to get the head top off. I've already disconnected the rod because I'm about to attempt it. So hopefully that will work. Wish me luck. I'm gonna try it right now, and hopefully we'll see what happens. All right, you're gonna love this. So I started prying at that top piece of the head, trying to get it off. And it was kind of working at first, but it proved itself to be very slow and tedious. So then I was thinking about the older titles, their head frames, and to take them off, you just have to take one of the locks off, and then one of the sides, either side will pop off or both. So I thought to myself, what if I just tried to pry one of the side frames off of these 70s games, late 70s games? So I did so. And it worked perfectly. So here's what it looks like. It's kind of supposed to like hook in up here, over here, but this wood is kind of weak, so it just basically broke off, but I'm good with that. And there actually are nails holding it in, so you got to be aware of that. There was a big one up on the top. Couple big ones. But they popped right out. And I was able to get the glass out. I just slid it out like you would traditionally on the older ones. And here you go. Here's the lamp panel. And look how clean it is. It's so white. And the glass too. The other side is usually all like burnt and charred from the bulbs. Look at it. Beautiful. So, if you want to try and take the glass out of your late 70s game that has this frame with this lock and you don't have the key to it, just pry one of the side frames off. Seemed to work perfectly for me. I pried gently though, because I didn't want to snap in. It was already kind of splitting. but it didn't break completely, so I'm fine with that. There's like a little piece of wood right here I gotta try and find. It kind of fell off, just so that doesn't stand out and bother me. But now I can take these locks up and I can fold this lamp panel down. So I will do that, and then we'll start working on, ooh, that one's stiff. We'll start working all the stuff. So I will be back in a minute. All right, got that panel folded down. Now we can work on everything where I can freely move my head and arms. So I think this time I'm gonna sort all this out by components. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do all the switches, which are these relays here, the switches on the replay register, the switches on these 3 motors. Oh, well, not this one, doesn't look like. Just these 2. And then the switch here on this alternator unit. And then I'm going to do the Jones plugs, which are these ones here, and then this little one here for this, I guess, spin delay module. And then lastly, I'll do these 3 motor units. So I'm going to start with these switches here. I didn't unbolt it yet, but it looks like some of them are tarnished a bit, some of them are still okay. Again, all of this is pretty much working, but we're pretty much doing preventative maintenance. And there is something else, this wire, that went all the way down inside the cabinet to that meter runs up here to this relay, the replay reset it looks like, and solders to here. So since I'm gonna solder that wire back to that meter, I'm just gonna cut this off. I'm hoping there's nothing wrong with that meter though, but it's a coin meter, so it's not really important. But I'll knock all the switches out, and then we'll do the Jones plugs next. We'll take a look at those ones because they're probably bad. All right, cleaned all these switches. See some of them. And then this alternator unit, it used to be stuck, but now it's all loosened up. I never did anything to this, but you can see the switches on it. That top one looks dirty. It's not. Just I didn't clean it all the way around, but it should be good like that. Same with these other ones. So now we're gonna do the Jones plugs next. So I'll mount this back and then we'll take a look at them and see how bad they are, because I'm assuming they're bad. Okay, here we are at the Jones plugs, and I unplugged all of them, including that one over there. And this one's fine. Pretty much about still clean it, but these ones are not fine. Look how tarnished they are. I don't know how these ones were still working. But I was trying to wrap my head around why this was wired up the way that it is. Like, why are these Jones plugs here? You can't remove any of this stuff like from this harness. But after giving it some thought, I think I know what they're doing. So all of these are hardwired into this loom. This Jones plug here, which by the way, it also doesn't look great. The 4 relays here, replay register, the 3 motors, and the alternator unit, they're all wired in with this loom. And this loom wraps around to the control unit and the back door. And the way I thought was the whole lamp panel was all wired into this loom. And I thought, why would these be here if you can't unplug any of them? But that's not what's going on. What's really going on is, yeah, all this is wired into this loom, but this entire board is separate from all of this. So you can unplug all these, remove all of this, and then that will separate it from this lamp board. So you can have just this lamp board and all this will just be hanging elsewhere. So that's how they did it, in case anybody else was wondering, if you haven't figured it out already. So now I understand, because that's actually pretty convenient for relocating purposes. If you want to take it piece by piece, which was how I did it with Super 7. But that one was all hardwired. It was much harder than what this appears to be. So that'll be helpful in the near future. But yeah, a little thing I've just discovered. So I'll hit these with the sanding block that I always use. That should clean these up pretty good. These sockets, though, they look pretty good just by looking at them. I think it's just the plugs themselves that are bad. Like this one looks a little discolored, but I don't think it's too much of an issue. I'm mainly looking like down in there at the the little prong where it grips the plug, and they're pretty shiny. So I think I'll leave them alone. I usually have good luck with leaving them like that. I've only had a couple give me trouble in the past. So I'll do that, and then I'll come back, and they should be a lot better than what they were now, or what they were then, rather. All right, got all the Jones plugs cleaned up. At least this side of the prongs, anyway. These are the ones that were tarnished, and that side of them is clean. This one here. So those should be good to go, hopefully. So I'll plug those back in, and then we'll start with these 3 units. I'm gonna do this one first since it's right in my teeth. All right, so this is the double random motor. See, times two, double. And this one's different than these two. It's got an extra plate with contacts. I'm assuming these are for the 2 cards that are randomly selected. That's how they get triggered, it looks like. And then these are for the lights. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. If I had to guess, that's probably what it is. So it looks like the way I take this apart, or how one would take this apart, is there's these 2 screws here. Then that will allow you to lift this away, but there's some screws on the back of this. They can remove this whole assembly, which I'll probably end up doing. And then I learned from Nashville, the way you take these apart is there's a thread in the middle of the shaft, and it's a hexagon shaped, so you need a hex key set or Allen wrench set like this one, and this one works perfectly. It is 5/64 of an inch, and it works. That's the size for this one, so it works. To unscrew it, and all you gotta do, just unscrew it. You don't have to screw it out all the way, just until that spring pops loose. I think that's what happened. Yep. So I'll have to go find that. And then think I need to take this board off because there's a clutch down in there. And I believe it is held on by that pin down there. And I think I needed to take these screws out too. Can't quite remember, I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head from Nashville, which was quite some time ago at this point. But I think that's how you do it. So I'll take this apart some more, and then if I need to correct myself, I will, but otherwise I'll just show you what you gotta do. All right, so yes, I was correct. You did need to take those 2 screws off, and then it'll just pop off the shaft. So I've done that, and here we go. So I've cleaned it up already. There's the 6 fingers that need to be cleaned. You can clean this disc too. I kind of did, but it's got a little groove that it's worn in. That looks good, so I just left it alone. But I did clean this side. It looks pretty good. And then over here, I had to remove this to clean those 2 little fingers. So those are good. Then I cleaned the rivets with that sanding block and that little finger here. And now it's good to go. So I'm gonna put this back together, and then we'll look at these 2, and then that should wrap up this whole game. All right, took this one apart. Don't know which one it is. Both of these ones say the same thing. Magic random motor. Magic random motor, so maybe we'll find out which one does which. But here's what we got. Same procedure as this one. Got to take the that thread loose, pop the spring off, then take those screws out to remove this bracket. And there you go. So I'm gonna clean this up a bit. Hit it with the sanding block good. Now I'll clean it up, make the rivets nice and shiny, and then that one should be good to go. So since these 2 are the same, I'm just gonna knock that one out just to save some time recording. And then that'll be it for the lamp panel, not the game, like I said earlier, because we have the cabinet to do. So I'll knock those out, and then we'll move on from there. All right, got all the rest of those motor units cleaned up. Here's this one as proof that I did it. So now that is everything inside the head cleaned and serviced. Now you may be wondering why I didn't take apart the replay register like I normally do. And that is because to me, the reels look pretty good. All the ink is there. There's not enough dirt on them for me to take them apart to clean them. So I'm just gonna leave them as is. And everything else is all hunky-dory on it. Don't really see anything else that jumps out at me that's a big problem, but we'll probably find out sooner or later when we try it. So I'll lift the panel back up, and before we do the cabinet, I'm going to replace most of the light bulbs. I'll explain why I said most in a minute, but let me do that and I'll tell you what the deal is. All right. So I went ahead and replaced some of the light bulbs. Now you might be wondering why only some, and that is because, like Nashville, a lot of the bulbs were still working. It's like the thing with these bulbs is, they seem to last longer than like the 55s or like the 51 bulbs. And some 47 bulbs that have been swapped over time. Because in Nashville, I didn't have to replace any of them. I think I only had to replace like 2. This one had a few burn out, but most of them that weren't lighting up were just bad connections, like mainly up here, the general illumination. I swapped them with 47s. I think they're 47s. They're 44s. Oh, that's an original. Some of these. Like this is a replacement. Yeah, it's a 44. And another thing, I've been starting to keep the 55 bulbs from these games, and mainly because even though you can still get them brand new, they're just so much better than the 47s. They're much more brighter. They illuminate quickly. So like, for instance, in Super 7, most of the original bulbs were 55 bulbs, and I had swapped them with the 47 bulbs from China, and that it didn't really look great when it was spin cycling. And actually ended up reverting back the 55 bulbs, because again, I'd kept them from previous games and Super 7, and when the game is rotating the spotting wiper, everything illuminates so much more better. So I think I'm going to do that from now on. And there's a side note too about this particular game. If you're going to change the bulbs, so the back glass here, all scores double, and all scores double. The lights are a weird circuit, but well, not really weird. They're exactly like the red letter game lights, and they work pretty much the same. Like the top bulb needs to be a 55 bulb, and then the bottom one needs to be a 47 or a 44. I learned that the hard way when I swapped all these bulbs. I put 47s in all of these, and when as I was testing to make sure that they were working, when I hit the magic number, none of the lights were working, and that was because they were all 47s and not the tops being 55. So I swapped them back, and now those are working. So keep that in mind if you're going to work on Dixieland. Nashville doesn't have this, or High Flyer. And I did a little thing that you may have noticed already. We're kind of like experimenting. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or if it's going to look good. But the double or nothing lights on the cards, these right here, if you remember when I was working on Nashville, if you've seen that, one of the cards, I think it was this one, the fourth card, the nothing light was a red 55 bulb, and when it illuminated, it looked really cool. I ended up reverting it back, but I decided that I'm gonna make all the nothing bulbs red and all the double bulbs green, and I've done so. You can see on all the cards. How I did that, I just simply spray painted the glass of the bulb with the respective color. I'll show you this one here. See, there's some green paint there on the base. However, these are the crappy 47 bulbs that don't light up very good. I did paint some 55 bulbs that I had some spares of, so if these don't look great, I'll swap them in. But we'll try these first, since these red 44 bulbs are actually some of the ones that I originally had in there. Originally had painted when I was working on Miss America Deluxe, because I didn't know how that circuit worked for the red letter game bulbs. So now all these red 44 bulbs have a purpose now. So that saved me some parts and time. So we'll see how that goes. The only bulbs I did not replace were the card bulbs. They're all original, but again, they're all working. So there really isn't really a reason to replace them. And plus, it's the 25-hole game, 25 numbers per card. That's 6 cards. That's like 150 bulbs. So that's like 2 packs of bulbs that I'd have to buy to replace all of them with. I'm sure they would light up fine, but again, just to save some time and money, I just kept the original ones in, and I can always replace them if they do burn out. And the same thing with Nashville. Pretty much all the bulbs in that game were still original. But I believe that's it. I've been testing it, and some of the bulbs are, I think these bulbs right here, some of these we need to look out for because they're really dim, and there's actually an issue with that, but we'll get into that later. But I have not checked these double or nothing lights yet. Again, we'll do that later. So that's set in stone for now. So I think it's time to work in the cabinet. Luckily in this one there's hardly anything. We'll lift up the playfield and I'll show you what we got to do. But there's one more thing that I forgot to mention. So as you may have seen this already, but I was able to get the lock out. And the way I did it was, since there was just barely enough room in here, I used a pair of adjustable pliers, and I just got in there. I was able to turn the lock nut just slightly to where I can get it started. I was able to screw it out and pull the lock out. And since I did that, I put this frame back on. It's on there pretty good for the most part. It's not really lined up down here, but that's all right. The nails that hold it in were originally hammered in this way, so I had to bash it back in that way, and it worked out for the most part. If you look on the back, you can still see it's separated quite a bit, but you won't see that, so it's all good. So now I can pop that glass in and out like you would normally do if that was unlocked properly. So that's also a huge bonus. So I will remember to do that from now on with the next game that has this frame and this lock that I don't have the key to. All right, time to work on the cabinet. All right, here we are at the bottom of the playfield. So here's what we got. We got this switch stack here that opens and closes when the shutter moves. We got the ball, or the lifter start relay rather. And we got the shutter motor, which has hardly any switches on it. So it should be a breeze with this one. But we got 25 hole switches to clean. Which reminds me, I need to go upstairs and get my needle file, because I have to use that on these holes. But I've actually found something quite interesting. So do you remember at the very start, when I turned it on, the lights on the back glass would dim? I don't know if it was the general illumination too, but like the card lights, the feature lights, those would all go dim sometimes. And I was saying that likely indicates a short. Well, I think I found out what it is. This light socket is destroyed. So I think this is our culprit. I don't know how this happened. It just fell apart. But this needs to be addressed. Look, it even got so hot it started melting the plastic. That's crazy. So that'll need to be swapped. This one over here is good. You check those bulbs, make sure they're working good. I'm assuming this one works. Oh, maybe not. I don't see the filament. Okay, so that one's probably burnt out. So do this for sure. And clean all those switches over there. Clean the whole switches, then the runway switch, then the rollover switches. And that should do it for the playfield. So I'm just gonna knock all that out. I've shown it quite a few times now. Doesn't mean I'll stop showing it, but just because to save me some time with both recording and space on my phone, because I'm recording all these videos on my phone. Just gonna knock it out. But of course I'll come back if anything is goofy that needs some attention that I want to show. Other than that, I'll I'll just keep going and get this whole thing knocked out. So I will return shortly. Okay, finished cleaning all the switches on the bottom of the playfield. There were 30 whole switches because I forgot about the magic number, and that's 5 more switches. They're here, 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 and there. But it wasn't too bad. And here's our lovely new light socket. It wasn't the same as the original one, so I had to like drill a new hole and mount it in there, but should be good to go, so that should now work. We'll see about it later. So now put the shutter back on. All the other switches are good to go. There's nothing really wrong with them, just some of them being oxidized. A lot of them were still good. And we'll do the front of the cabinet. All right, finished all the switches on the front of the cabinet except for a few. So I did these ones here on the ball lift. I did these ones here for the R button. There's one right here on the lift assembly. There's one here in the trough because this is only a 5-ball game. There's no extra balls. I did these 2 buttons here. I don't know if you can see them. Those there. I did the ones on the coin door. I mounted the coin switch back. That's what those these little screws were for. These ones. But I think this coin switch has been swapped out at some point because the holes don't line up. I was only able to get one of them in there, but it's fine. I tightened it so it shouldn't go anywhere. And I took that cover off that was here. And here's the Jones plug for the coin door. Those sides are nice and shiny. Button switch, slam switch. Oh, I don't think I did this one. No, I didn't. But it's only the slam switch. And then the only ones I didn't really do other than that slam switch was the comeback key. And to be honest, I don't see a purpose to, because the switches must be okay enough where they'll connect. And I don't even know what would happen if those were all screwed up. Probably nothing, to be honest. So I just left that alone. Don't have to clean every single switch. And while I was at it, I cleaned the front of the cabinet. Looks much better. Legs too, those cleaned up pretty nicely. There's the side for comparison. I was messing with the steel rails earlier because remember these ones still have the original plastic coating on it. I tried taking it off to see what it was like, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a good time because it just tears so easily since it's old. I think what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna take just the top off, because on this side most of it is gone already. And I'm gonna leave the sides on, clean them up as best I can. If there's like chunks of it missing, I'm just leaving that alone. Because if I'm gonna be here all day and night trying to take all that plastic off, and that's too much work, honestly. I'm sure most of us would agree on that. I think I have a lock that I can put on this door, actually. Not that it really needs it, but just a side note. All right, so I think we're ready to try it again. I'd imagine really the only things that are probably different is that we can now score on all the cards, assuming the scoring works. So I think we'll lay down the playfield. We'll try it. Then we'll see what state it's in as it sits now. All right, got the playfield rested back down, turned it on, kicked the ball because they were on the trough. Now replaced all these lights too, and those look much better. And check this out. I guess that foot rail just didn't like where it was when I first pulled it out. Now all these buttons press so much better now. So that's cool. Back glass looks a lot better already. Both of these lights were burnt out. I had to put some tape there behind that. It looks weird with that illuminated. And also clean the glass too, front and back. All right. So now let's start a game to see how it plays now. Okay. I have to put this back in there. All right. Got the first card lit. Second card. Third card. Fourth card. Fifth card. Sixth card. Start diagonals, top and bottom. Magic number. And the double feature. All right. Shoot the ball. Now see those lights dance? That's cool. 17. 17 is lit. Oh, see, this is the issue that we have. Both of those numbers are lit. They're not supposed to be. So that's going to be fun trying to track that down. Hopefully it's just as simple as a short on the back of that wiper board, but we'll see. Okay. Oh, might need to look at that. I forgot about that switch under there. Might need to look at it. That was a big problem on Nashville. Okay, 5. Number 8, we hit the magic number, so first and fourth cards they have the double enabled, so this is working pretty good. Okay, and the rest of the cards are all scores double. All right. Six. No winners yet. Lockout coil tripped. Number 8. There's the one on the first card. All our numbers look so much better. I remember a lot of them being so dim. I think those Jones plugs did us justice. Okay, let's see if it'll scan and find it. Well, I don't think this is in there very good. There we go. Oh, that coil needs some adjustment. Okay. Yeah, the light stills are pretty dim. I might press this. Okay. So we got our first card scores. Gave us 17, not sure if that's correct. I think these replay counters might be sticking a bit. I'll have to check that. Might just need to give it some play. My old friend. You remember that problem on Nashville? Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like we got the same thing here. I don't remember what that was. That was the problem on Nashville. I think it was the search wiper. I don't know. But we'll need to add that to the list. Okay, well, I'm not gonna test it for long because I want to do the cosmetics. So we took care of the front. That's off the table. I'm gonna clean the playfield a little bit It's not horrible, but it could be better. There's a lot of like dust and junk up here, probably from smashing wood and lifting this glass out of here. But some of this will need to be cleaned up a bit. So I'll do that real quick. Might do the sides. We'll see. You know, that's a lot of scrubbing to do. Again, it's not horrible. This side is probably the worser side. Doesn't look that bad on camera, but in person there's quite a few dirt spots and blemishes. Might fix that with some super glue or wood glue. I don't know what I'll use. But that shouldn't be any trouble. Then we basically just troubleshoot it. So like I said, I'll clean the playfield real quick, get it nice and shiny. And then if I feel like doing the rest of the cabinet, I will. Otherwise, I'll just cut straight to doing the troubleshooting. So I'll be back shortly once again. All right, folks, cleaned and waxed the playfield. Looks much better now. It doesn't look all hazy like it used to. Much more vibrant. What I like about Dixieland is, unlike any of the other bingos, all the posts are red. The majority of them are yellow, and like a few are red on pretty much every other game. But not this one. And the posts are different too. I'll show you this one. See, they got like grooves in them, and they're like made a little different. So that's what I like about this one. But it's now time to troubleshoot whatever doesn't work. And I've written down all of the stuff that does not work on this game here on this list. Put the pen down. And what doesn't work is second card missed relay and the magic numbers 7 and 9. That's it. No, really. Those are the only things that don't work. I mean, I haven't checked corners and Superline yet. We'll do that pretty soon. But everything else works on this. So, believe it or not, that's all we got left. And I think there are a couple things that I need to keep my eye on that I didn't write on this list just because you know, I already know what to look for, and that is this switch right here. When you shoot the ball, it'll hit it, but I don't think it'll open wide enough to activate the ball lift motor. Right now, it seems to be working pretty good. I've been adjusting it here and there, and it seems to be good, but I'll need to keep my eye on it. But that's not a big deal. It's just a simple adjustment. And the other thing is, sometimes some of the missed relays in that back trip motor bank right here, some of them have a hard time engaging. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if like the spring is too tight or if the switch stacks. I don't know. I might mess with them in a bit here since we have to mess with this one anyway. But that's about it. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with the second card missed relay, since that's right here. It's this one, this stack here. I tried to look at it earlier to see if it was burned up, but I can't see a damn thing. But I'll show you that it doesn't work. So I got a win there in the second card. So scan through it. We'll find it. It's flashing double or nothing. When I press double, You hear the double delay relay engage, but nothing happens. So the relay does not work. The switch is good that triggers it. And I don't hear it try to engage. Otherwise it probably would have been on fire by now because these relays burn up real quick. And that's probably what happened to this one. So if I just hit it, it'll do its thing. Okay. And that's that. So I'll take that trip relay bank apart, and we'll take a look at that coil, see if we need to swap it or not, which we probably will. All right, got it out of there. Here it is. But I'm kind of concerned now because this coil looks completely fine. I measured it and the wires are connected, and it's showing like, I think it's like 8 point something ohms. Let me see if I can try to do it again here. Practice my chopsticks. See, I hate these leads because they have these like red these like bumps on them, and I can't like squeeze them like together. But let me see if I can try to do it real quick here. It measures like 8 ohms. And I got this new coil here and it measures the same thing. So I don't know what's up with that. But I will say though, see how the winding is like, got this like red color on it? The coating to protect it. All these other ones do. You can see that one in there. Let's see. Some of these are hard to see, but the rest of them look like that, but this one don't. So I don't know what's up with that. But I'm just gonna swap it anyway. And if it still doesn't work, then we'll just start going backwards through the schematics. We'll troubleshoot it, see what enables that relay, and then we'll just go from there. All right, finished swapping it out. There's the old one. And I decided to try something which was loosening all the screws and all the switch stacks for the mist relays, and they seem to engage a lot easier now. So hopefully that fixed that problem. We're about to see if the second one works. So I'm gonna push in the anti-cheat. Okay. All right, now let's try it. Okay. All right, here we go. Didn't. Okay, so the coil wasn't the problem. I don't know what would make that work though. Let's see. Okay. So it looks like this is the wire. It's this green and red wire. Both these are the same color. I don't know, but we'll need to be looking into the schematics for that. So I'll look them over and then I'll let you know what I find. All right, laid out the schematics, at least the part that I need to show. And this is our culprit, number 2 mist trip. It's got a switch on itself, which is shut. I checked that. And it goes through a couple switches. One is the double delay relay, and then one is the number 2 double trip, and then the rest goes to the search disk. This is good, so I'm gonna check this next, which I believe is this relay here. Here it is, double delay. And I think I found the wires, green and red, which are right here. I think, no, that's the wrong one. This one. green and the green and red. And I think it's that switch in the very back. And while all of these seem to open and close, that one right there, I don't really see the top switch move. You see it? So maybe that's the culprit. So I'm going to bend that back a little bit to where it can move a little bit. Then we'll give it a shot. All right, I bend the switch a little bit, that blade there, and it looks like it's touching pretty good. This one right here, the one in the back, also wasn't so great. So I adjusted that one too, just to be on the safe side. So now we're gonna try it. So turn the game on, and we'll see if it works now. Okay, I tried it, and it's still not engaging. So I'm assuming that this is out of the question now. So now we're gonna look at the number 2 double trip relay. Okay, well, I didn't see anything wrong with the switches in particular. It's this switch stack here. But I did find this. I don't know if this has to do with our issue. I don't think so, but it was leading me to believe that maybe this whole time when I press the button and nothing happens on the second card, maybe it's trying to score double and not engage the missed relay, but since this wire is apparently off, it can't quite do that. That's my guess, because all the switches seem to be fine, and that coil was apparently good the whole time. So I have a feeling that this is our problem after all. So I'm gonna look where this wire goes. It looks like it goes right there, but I'll double check. And we'll solder it back and try it. All right, I got that wire soldered back on. I did confirm that it does go to this plug with this orange and green wire. Another thing I want to point out too is that this wire has a diode on it, and it connects directly to this wire, which is the power to the mist coil. So that'll probably play a huge part in that. So now we're gonna try it once again. Hopefully that has fixed it. All right, that coil latch is still buzzing. I have to look at that. All right, here we go. Bam! All right, looks like that one little wire was our issue. Perfect. There it is, engaged. So we now cross that off the list. So now the only thing we need to look at is the magic numbers 7 and 9. So as you've seen earlier, when it lands on one of these, they're both illuminated. And I did check them, and landing in one of the other does trip it. So I don't know what's up with that, but we'll take that unit apart and take a look at that wiring board and see if there's any shorts. Okay, so I moved the magic number to the numbers we're having a problem with. And I started fiddling around with it just to see if I could find anything that might give us a clue, and I believe I have. So these are the two bulbs right here in question. This one has a red wire, this one has a yellow and white wire. Now that red wire goes to this Jones plug, and if I take this Jones plug out, that number goes out. Now it's just that one illuminated, which leads me to think that there's a short on this Jones plug right here somewhere. Again, here's the red wire in question. Everything looks okay. I don't really see anything that could be an indication, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure just unsoldering this wire wouldn't fix it. It would kill the power to that bulb, but I don't think it would kill the power to the entire circuit. So here, I think these are the two wires. Here's the yellow and white, and then the red. And there is a jumper on them. Right here, this one. See, it's bridged between these two. Not sure if it's supposed to be like that, but on some of these other ones there are jumpers. Like there's a jumper down there, and this one has a bunch of them. So I'm not entirely sure if that's factory or not. Again, that's only the bulbs. I don't think that's the actual relays themselves, but I might just fiddle with it just to see if my theory is correct. I might disconnect that jumper and then see if it still activates the double relays when I hit one or the other, that being 7 and 9. And if it does, then we know that jumper is not the culprit. So I'll do that and I'll check back with you. Okay, well, I was in for a strange surprise. So I was looking through the schematics to see where that wiring for the magic number is. I found it's right here. So I was looking for these two trip relays, and it shows on the magic random disc none of these are tied together. Like 7 and 9, they're separate. But if you go over here to the corner, it shows the lights, and these are the lights for the magic random spot, which is all these 5 light bulbs right here. And if you look, 7 and 9 are in fact tied together. I don't know why, but I looked in the manual and it doesn't show the magic random wiring. So I had to go online and look for it, and I found it. And it shows that those two are tied together. So it's supposed to be like that. I don't know why. Nashville wasn't like that. But I checked Nashville too, and while its magic random diagram doesn't have those two tied together, there's some cases where some type of machines have 7 and 9 and 7 and 25 wired together on Nashville. Again, I don't know why, but apparently you can have it where 2 magic random lights are tied together. You can have them both light up. I don't know if that's if they did that to make it easier and or harder depending on the wiring, but mine just so happened to be this type. And I looked in the schematic that's online, and it's exactly like this one. So I don't know, I guess there was never nothing wrong with that. And I guess that's just how it's supposed to be. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me that they're tied together. It makes it easier to win after all. So I don't know, I guess I'll just ignore that and leave it alone. So technically, I guess everything's working, other than we just need to test corners and the super line. So I'll put this away, put the glass back in, and we'll test the corners and super line, see if they work. Okay, I have it set up with corners enabled, and I got corners on the first card. So now we're gonna check that. So here we go. Okay, found it. Now I'm gonna hit regular on all these just to make sure that counts up correctly. So we should get 100 credits because corner score is 5 in line. Okay, so now we're gonna check corners. I did this first card just to see if it would work, and it does. Got 100 credits because corner score is 5 in line. So that's working. So now I'm going to check the other ones to make sure that they work. And we should be good to go with those if all is good. So I'll check back when I'm done going through all these, because it's going to take forever to watch it count up to like some of these other ones, like 300, 240. That's going to take forever. So I'll just come back and I'll let you know if any of them are not working. All right, finished checking corners on the rest of the cards. Finished off with the 6th card, and it did pay me out. I got 8 credits because some of these numbers happens to make a 3 in line in this card. So the only card I really need to keep my eye on is the 5th card. When I first tried it, it would find it, but it wouldn't lock. And that was because one of the fingers on the search wiper was like bent too much, so it couldn't like touch properly. And once it started scoring, it stopped about halfway, and that was because I think one of the traces on the replay counter for the 5th card I didn't clean very good, so I'll need to watch that. But once I started it up again, it counted the rest of the way, and it stopped at 240, which it should. And the rest of them work. So now we gotta check Superline, and that'll finish this whole project off pretty much. Still have some cosmetic things to do. But I'll set up Superline and then we'll check it thoroughly. All right, I've enabled Superline. I'm gonna start with the 1st card. I'm just gonna do 3 in rows because I don't have time to check 4 and 5 on all of them. Here we go. Okay, found it right away. All right, looks like it seems to be working good. Okay, so I'll check the rest of the cards. I'll let you know if we need to look at any or if they're all good to go. All right, just finished testing Superline, at least 3 in line. I'm just gonna assume 4 in line and 5 in line work. But they're all working, so that's pretty good. Got a pretty hefty amount of credits because of that. And of course from 6 card corners. But everything is working in the game. So now the only thing that's left to do is to just do some cosmetic things. Like I gotta clean the rest of the cabinet up, clean those steel rails, and then I'll top it off. I cleaned the glass already, just gotta put it back in. So I will come back when the rest of the machine is cleaned up, and then we'll play it. All right, folks, all done. Just finished the cosmetics, cleaned up the rest of the cabinet. Turned out beautifully like Nashville did. Show you this other side. And I stripped the top of the steel rails of that film and sanded them down like I said I would. And they look really good too. I left the sides alone because if I tried to take the film off the sides, it would take forever. Plus, it doesn't look that bad with it still on there. At least this side anyway. I left this instruction card. I didn't feel like replacing it. I can read it good enough anyways. Doesn't really bother me. Foot rail, clean that too. Didn't clean these little nubs. Those are a pain in the ass to get out. Just left them alone. Clean the glass. That looks not much better. And that's about it. Game's working pretty good. There's only like a couple times where it would hiccup. Like sometimes the first card wouldn't find the win the first time, but it would the second time. And sometimes, this has happened before, after I make a win, it goes into tilt, and you can't disengage the tilt really until you start a new game, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But it doesn't happen all the time, so I'm not all that concerned about it, but it is something I'll have to watch out for in the future. But other than that, it's all good to go. So we got pretty good amount of credits. A lot of those are left over from corners testing. But we'll set the camera on the tripod and we'll play some games on it. Okay, let's start. First card is lit. Now let's activate everything. Second card, third card, fourth card, fifth card, sixth card, diagonals in 1, 2, 3, diagonals in 4, 5, and 6, magic number in 1, 2, 3, magic number in 4, 5, and 6, and finally the double feature. All right, let's see what we can get. Okay, magic number is 1, and it's selected the third and fourth cards. And the rollovers are also lit. Okay, so we got 9. Oh yeah, sometimes when the ball leaves the runway, when it's supposed to hit that switch, sometimes it doesn't quite engage the lifter start relay. But that doesn't really bother me because sometimes when the ball bounces back and it hits that plate, it activates it. Okay. There's a win there in the third card with the red diagonals. Pretty cool. Okay, last ball. $23. Bam, there we go. There's another win there on the fourth card. All right, let's scan through. Okay, double or nothing. I'm going to hit double. Bam! Got 8 credits. Might need to hit it again to get that fourth card. There we go. I'll hit regular for this one. Fantastic. Now we got 500 credits. I'm only going to play all the cards this time. All right. Okay, 7. 10. 8. No wins yet. Number 2. Okay, still no wins. All right, last ball. Almost landed in 9. 20. Bam, there we go. There's one on the 6th card. All right, let's collect it. Okay. Oh, those lights are bright now. Probably because I don't have everything else lit up. All right, I'm gonna hit double again. Bam! Fantastic. All right, let's keep going. gonna stop there. Alright, 7 and 9. Number 3, the rollovers are lit again. If you don't know about these games, the rollovers are like the most common unlocked feature in the Magic Random motor. There's more of those circuits as opposed to the super line and corners. Okay, no wins yet. Okay, hopefully we get something. $13. Ah, there we go. There's one on the second card. All right, let's collect it. Okay, I'll hit regular. Fantastic. That glitch with the control unit search wiper activating one of the replay coils for like, I think it's like the 5th card or whatever. That hasn't been happening either, but I don't got my fingers crossed for that because I know that's just gonna happen out of nowhere one of these days. But it's all right. It's not like a huge deal breaker. All right. I'm gonna play just the first 3 cards. Bit rollovers. Okay, 9. $13. 4. Okay. Wonder what we'll get this time. 16. Oh, there's a 3 in line in the 3rd card in the red diagonals, but I don't have that lit. All right, let's see what this ball gives. Landing something good. Almost landed in 24. If it landed, if the ball landed in that number, I would have had a 4 in line in that 2nd card there. $19. Okay. We didn't win that one, but that's all right. I'm gonna play up to the 10th coin. All right, let's see what our magic number is. I'll see, there's an example I was talking about. Well, and the game just soft locked. All right, let me hit that switch real quick. All right, I just manually lifted the ball lifter. Okay, 7 and 9. And we lit the super line. I accidentally hit the button, so we have the 11th coin enabled. That's all right. 21, okay. Hopefully we get that super line in the first card. 4, all right. Number 1. All right, last ball. $24. Okay. No wins. That's all right. We got credits for days anyway. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there. It'll be interesting. Didn't unlock anything that time. 11. All right. 4. 17. All right. 9. There's a 3-row in the third card in the super line, but it's not lit. That's all right. $25. Okay, there's a win down there in the 5th card. That's pretty good. Okay, let's go for double. Ooh, I got nothing. All right, I'm going for double again. There we go. Okay, so we got half our score. I like the double or nothing feature. It's pretty fun. I'm glad a lot of these later 70s games have it. I can see why a lot of people enjoy it too. All right, we'll play a few more. All right, we got everything unlocked. Okay, magic number is 1. The bulb has a flaky connection. And we have the 3rd and 4th card selected. All right. Two. Drain the ball. Lucky number 7. $16. Got nothing so far. $4. There we go. Gotta win there in the first card. Sometimes I gotta hit that button twice. Okay, I'm gonna go for double again. And I got it. Fantastic. Okay. I'm only going to play 4 cards. Nice, we lit the super line. Alright, number 1. Alright, 14. 9. I'm hoping we can make a win in the super line. Would be pretty cool. Actually win that legitimately. 8, okay. Hopefully it gives us something good. 16. Oh man. Look, we got the super line down there in the 5th card, but it's not enabled. That sucks. That's one reason why I don't, or that's one reason why I always play all the 6 cards, because chances are you're gonna make a win in any of the cards that you don't have enabled, which is what happened to me. That's okay, because we got like over 400 credits. It's not like we're missing out on anything. Alright, we'll play one more game. Alright, let's see what this gives us. 7 and 9, and cards 4 and 6. Okay, number 5. Bam! We did it. We unlocked all scores double and all scores double in the corresponding cards. Alright, now we just gotta make a win. $24. All right. $12. Okay, got nothing yet. Hopefully one last win to end the video off. Number 4. Bam, there we go. There's a win in the 6th card. All right, let's collect it. Okay. Now we got all scores double lit. If I hit double, that's gonna be a lot of credits I'll be winning. Oh, like, how many? What is it? Oh, it's still 4. Okay. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hit double. Here we go. Bam! Fantastic. All right. So there you have it, people. There's Bally's Dixieland bingo game. I really like this one. This is also going to be another one that I am going to keep. Oh, but look, it did that tilt thing. I'll show you. I don't know what is causing that at the moment, but whatever it is, it's some sort of physical thing. I don't know. I checked all the tilt switches, but everything's good. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me all that much. But I did want to show one last thing that I neglected to show the entire video. So here in the bottom of the cabinet is the serial number. And now this game was made in 1978. But this particular unit was made in, let's see, August 27th of 1981. And that's great. That's crazy. These numbers match, by the way. So this is probably one of the last Dixieland models out there. And Bally made a lot of these. These are probably one of the most common 6-card games you can find, which I think is good because this game is awesome and a lot of people should have it in their collection, at least in my opinion. But that concludes this repair video. If you're wondering why it took so long, that was just because I didn't work on it all the time. It was like right smack in the middle of winter, and you know, I work on these machines in my garage, so it gets real cold in here. And I often don't like to come out here when it's really cold. But I managed to suck it up a couple times just to work on this machine, and now it's all said and done. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next boat anchor repair video.